I'm Edward Roske here at ODTUG Kscope 25 in absolutely gorgeous Grapevine, Texas, and I have verified it. There are indeed grapevines around here. It used to apparently be a massive winery area, but I am really honored today to be joined from a friend of mine, Abhi at EPMware. Thank you for taking some time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be here.
So let's start with EPMware. I mean, you lead that entire master data space, getting everybody talking about the same language. Why is master data so important nowadays?
Master data is just the core of our efficiency in our financial systems. It gives us accuracy, it gives us accessibility, and most importantly, it just keeps our data aligned between systems that we need to share financial data with. So, the core problem that everybody comes to us with is our data is just out of sync between applications. And usually it's coming to us with hands in the sky, flailing, saying we need some
Somebody
controls.
save me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We spent the entire weekend reconciling reports against systems, so now we have to put a system in. And so it's really great to help customers out and give them some of their time back.
I see so many companies that try and solve master data by a policy. Where they create a governance committee, because the world, all of its problems are definitely solved by committee.
Yeah.
So they create a governance committee and they say, these are our rules of how we're going to keep everything in sync. But it turns out that doesn't implement itself. It doesn't actually guarantee everything is staying in sync. How does EPMware actually make that real? Like give it a technological solution?
Well, you know what, I'm glad that you mentioned the rules, because the rules are the foundation of the technology, right? I mean, you can put in EPMware, you could put in SAP MDG or Informatica or any one of these products, but the core foundation is the functional rules and the logic that they have. Walking into a customer site and then having them have the rules already laid out is like, it's a Christmas present, honestly. So a lot of times
you can build on top of that.
Exactly. Folks come to us and they run with, oh, we need a technology to do this and this and this. And we get into discussions about requirements and they go, okay, well, we're going to need alignment from this business unit and this business unit. And that might take quite a bit of time for folks to align. So getting business units to agree that their data is going to be owned by this department or this unit is one of the most difficult parts. So we love it when there are rules already laid out, because then implementing the technology is just the easy part.
Well, I think you're removing a lot of stress, because if you compare like financial data to, I don't know, a web page. If somebody goes out to a web page and maybe it doesn't use the correct branding terminology, or maybe the colors are slightly off, maybe a word is spelled wrong, that can be corrected in the next version.
Right.
Financial data, there's no like, well, that feels close.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we were within 2%. You know, it's good enough for government work. Let's publish that to the SEC.
Yeah.
The stress you're able to remove of being able to say we have accurate, connected across everything financial data. I mean, it's a weight off a whole lot of finance shoulders.
Oh, absolutely. And I think part of our implementations nowadays is leaning more into actually having a data catalog. It's either part of an EPMware implementation, or maybe they're using something like Calibra, but feeding into a central data catalog and enforcing those rules, and even making those rules visible to the end user is ultra important. So, that clarity amongst, what is a cost center? How is it used? What's the naming convention? It's gold.
One of the things I've noticed lately is people are starting to aim AI at a lot of data. And they don't realize that modern generative AI is about probabilities. It is, by almost definition, not 100% exact, unlike traditional AI. How do we reconcile AI, which kind of wants to say, well, this kind of feels right, let's go with that, with that need to be completely accurate?
Well, I think we've layered in a little bit of AI into EPMware from a master data cleansing perspective.
Perfect.
Right.
Find the garbage. Let us know what needs to be improved.
Exactly. It's a lot of times in our implementations we spend some time, or maybe the customer spends some time rationalizing master data across applications. If we come into the implementation, they go, okay, well, everything's definitely in sync. It's never in sync.
Yes.
It's never in sync. So we run a series of reports. We use AI tools right now to just help us understand where rationalization can occur, where can cleansing occur between applications, and whatever AI presents to us, is it even allowed to be utilized in that way, because it's, at the end of the day, mapping is a concept that sometimes is just best done manually, and it's just difficult to see AI get it right now, but it'll get you there, right? So it's a great tool, and we're starting to utilize it quite a bit in terms of helping customers just cleanse that master data and at least present something that accelerates the implementation.
I think you're helping us get to that stage of a single version of the truth.
Right.
And the more AI can help do that faster and faster, as much as it becomes part of EPMware, I think that removes even more stress, and we have more accurate data, and we're all singing off the same hymnal with that common language, and I'd stick 17 other metaphors in there if I had time.
Right.
Speaking of time, we are recording this from the center of the busy Kscope exhibit hall floor. EPMware has been a long time supporter of Kscope. What keeps bringing you back?
Oh, the community is just the best part of Kscope. We just see friends at the conference every single year after year, and so many times. Yesterday, I met people who I only meet like once a year. I met Tim, and he's like, I'll see you next year in June, right? And that's kind of the way it is. But it's we look forward to it, and it's one of these conferences that now after COVID is just now starting to feel like it's coming back to the way it used to be. And we've had a great conference, and we've had some great traffic, and I'm happy to continue the momentum and get it back to how it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, if you look back to before the COVID days and post-COVID, we weren't sure people wanted in-person events. And then you come to something like Kscope and you see the camaraderie, like you see the general energy. I mean, as much as I love being on Zoom meetings from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, you can't really feel energy through a Zoom call.
No, you can't. And this is why we love coming here. Unfortunately, next year we may not see you, but
yes,
we'll save you a booth attendant.
I appreciate it. Take a selfie, post on. You can splice me in it.
They have those robots with the screens, right?
We'll put exactly. I'll send a little robot around with the Edward hat. Just like saying hi to everybody. A telepresence. I'm living the AI life around the world these days.
You'll be missed. You contributed so much to this conference, and it's
thank you.
Even when I was early on in my consulting career, I would see you and running. We were just talking about your booth, the steampunk setup, and how it was so awesome. So it's these are some of our fondest memories, in the community. So you'll be missed, and it was a phenomenal job, and great to interview with you too.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting. At a lot of conferences, if all of a sudden you're doing steampunk or the Wizard of Oz, or you're grabbing whatever random idea I happen to have. I think we did like the Bat Cave or something when we were in Chicago. A lot of conferences would be like, wow, those are the weird guys. But here, like, there's an embrace of uniqueness. We're recording this. I'm looking out the window, and someone's doing like a House of Gucci type theme on their entire booth, and everyone's like, that's pretty cool.
No, totally. And I remember a few years ago, like, you guys did that dance, the coordinated dance. I remember going back home and telling my wife that, like, these guys, they did a coordinated dance. They're IT
I was the bearded lady for The Greatest Showman. That is probably online. Please don't go look for it.
Don't YouTube that.
It's nightmare fuel. You don't want to see it. But yeah, it's what we're able to do at this conference, just to embrace like it's camaraderie, it's teamwork, it's a positive vibe, but it's given me a chance to be myself. It's given me a chance to meet great people like you. I hope to come back and visit in future Kscopes.
Please
I won't be presenting, but I have so many friends here.
We'll look for the fedora.
Thank you. I appreciate the time, Abhi.
Always a pleasure.
I appreciate the time from all of you listeners, and until next time, keep asking good questions.
3, 2, 1.